Was it really the Virgin Mary? In this cell phone footage taken last month, the blinding light above the church is what many here are calling an apparition of the Virgin Mary.
I don't place all that much emphasis on the photographic evidence.
There are a lot of photos from El-Zeitoun. What should we make of them?
Unfortunately, I don't think we can put a great deal of weight on the photographs.
What role do the videos and photographs taken during El-Zeitoun, what sort of role do they play in supporting their authenticity?
He and his research team basically did an analysis of some of these photographs that have been taken. And in his book on this, he argues that some of these photos appear to be genuine, but there's some others that appear to have been doctored. And so he gives kind of a mixed assessment of the photographic evidence that we have. So yeah, it's a mixed bag. So I talk about this a little bit in the book, but I don't place all that much emphasis on the photographic evidence.
Let's talk about the evidence we have to work with. There are a lot of photos from El-Zeitoun. What should we make of them?
Unfortunately, I don't think we can put a great deal of weight on the photographs. In some cases, we don't know who took them, which means that they could be fake. We know that vendors were selling photographs to the spectators, and vendors can't be assumed to be above faking photographs to make a buck. In other cases, we do know who took the photos, but unfortunately they've been retouched, particularly to make the edges of the images stand out more. The sky has frequently been blacked out to make it darker so that you can see the luminous shapes better. That's why the shapes have such sharp edges in the photos. In some cases, the retouching has extended to sketching over the figure of the Virgin Mary to make her image clearer. For example, we know of one image that was retouched in this way by Dr. Labib Shenouda, who did the additional sketching from his memory of seeing the apparition. Fortunately, in this case, we also have the original unretouched image, which is significantly blurrier. In any event, as a result of these factors, I don't think we can put much evidential weight on the details of these photographs.
In general, it tends to be relatively consistent, that there was a light, but they could not distinguish anything particular. As one would expect, it is normal to have variations in descriptions provided by eyewitnesses.
So, look, I'm not a debunker. As I said, people do see things and they have experiences. And even people in the church have seen things, because we're just part of the general population. And sometimes thousands of people see strange things in the sky.
First, what do we have for El-Zeitoun? Well, we have thousands of first-hand eyewitnesses, including Muslims, skeptics, journalists, and even government officials.
That 20 million people in the US have seen a UFO, claim to have seen a UFO.
There do also seem to be some reports where there are some folks in the crowd who are just not seeing quite the same thing as other people. And it's not clear why that is.
Like, I could imagine, whenever very enthusiastic religious people get together, they start drawing things out that aren't there at all.
But do the test now on religious people. Tell people, crumple up a sheet of paper. Give it to religious people and then tell them, this is an ancient papyrus. What do you see? And it's exponential how much more they see in that instance. Might we be seeing what we want to see? Knowing that pareidolia is a phenomenon, we have to be very careful. I'm very skeptical of these things, knowing that pareidolia is out there.